It's a beautiful day
Day
in the neighborhood. Wow.
Hey, well, I know we're live. Hey, good morning out there. We hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the forum. Today's lineup, we'll be talking about. We're going to welcome our new driver, of course. Birthdays and anniversaries. We're going to mention those, and a little bit about ELD and and watch football this weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch those Niners lose to Vikings.
No Vikings. No, it's on the home turf in San Francisco. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, Seahawks are playing Green Bay at Green Bay
Yeah,
on Sunday.
Would have been snowing here too.
Yeah. Well,
So it didn't matter whether they were there or here. It's going to be cold.
All right. So good luck to both teams, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Who cares about the AFC?
Yeah, we don't care about the AFC. All
Damn Ravens.
Yeah.
That was for you, Kaylee.
Okay, and then Travis has his driver turnover, total miles, empty miles, loaded miles, unbilled orders, at fault accidents.
Lots of stats.
Not
How
at
about
fault
year-over-year
accidents.
stats?
And work comp. He's going to talk about all that. Okay, and then we'll have our trucker tip. So, first off, we'll start with my stuff. We do have a new driver, and we'd like to welcome Mr. Adam Torres from Fallbrook, California. Welcome, Adam.
His nickname's Gus.
Gus?
Yep.
Gus? You like to go by Gus?
No.
Now you're well, what did Dana name him?
Gus.
Oh, was it Gus?
It was.
All right, that's going to stick there. Sorry, Gus. Okay. Huh?
You're now. Yeah.
So,
Welcome, Adam.
yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit about Infinity. We have the driver portal that's up there for everybody to
Birthdays and anniversaries.
look at. Okay, and we'll get into that after our birthdays and anniversaries. If I don't see them.
Follow the script.
Just follow the script. Don't go off script. Don't be Trump.
Okay, so
Read the words.
happy birthday to you. Don't quit my day job. Right?
No.
Okay. Gary Galladay has a birthday. Gary's a new driver with us. Happy birthday. Gary Leeper, Jason Smith, Virgil Perry, and Michael Wilcox all have birthdays. So
Happy birthday, guys.
happy birthday, guys.
And watch this for the anniversaries.
All right. What's the anniversaries doing?
Holy smokes.
Oh, by mamacita. Okay. Well, we have quite a few anniversaries. Looks like everybody was looking for a job in January, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Steph Curry's brother.
Yes. There you go. He's been here for years. All right. Mr. Roger Varenkamp has 9 years with SPD. Congratulations, Roger. Stephen Curry with 8 years. Brian Toe with 8 years. Donald Boren with 6 years. Jim Dean with 5 years. How's Jim doing? You talked to him lately?
I believe they're in the middle of a swap with a container coming to the northwest.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so happy birthday, Jim. Kyle Fitzgerald, 5 years. Michael Walters, 5 years. Divine Jarvis.
Devin Jarvis.
Devin Divine. Oh, there should have been an E on that. Would have been Divine. 4 years at SPD. Charles Kelly, 3 years. God, it just seems like yesterday
Right.
Charles was in orientation.
Right?
Wow.
Ricky Baca.
Yeah, Ricky Baca, 1 year. Congratulations.
Go ahead. Come on.
Devon.
Devin.
But Devon.
Come on.
But Devon
Let's get the
sounds
last
better.
name right.
Marrakesh.
Makish.
Mekish. 1 year. Congratulations, guys, on your anniversary. Okay. I'll get these names right one time.
Well, maybe.
I'm working on it.
I see that. You studied well.
I did study, but not long enough, I guess. All right, so happy birthday. Congratulations on your anniversary. Infinity, as I was saying, we do have the driver portal up there. And as far as the login goes, I changed it. Just type it in all lowercase, and you'll get in there. Your driver ID, and then welcome one. And you'll get into the Infinity. If I changed it for you on the phone, then you're still the same. All right. So let's get in there and do that driver portal. That's a real good tool for the drivers out there to keep track of their hours of service. I know I mention this every week. And I even send out PeopleNet or PeopleQuam messages, as Wally calls it.
Hold on a second. You said Infinity and ELD. Are you talking about the ELD app for PeopleNet that
No.
you changed, or Infinity?
No, I'm
The
done.
Infinity
I'm
training?
done with Infinity.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
we're done with Infinity. Okay, we're on the logs part now.
Okay.
Say the long part, not infinity.
Anyway, certifying logs, I thought said that, but okay. So we currently have 600 uncertified logs. About about 100 of you just don't do it at all, and I'll be in contact with you folks on that. Remember, it is a DOT regulation, and it does remind you when you need to do something. Anytime you see orange in your driver options, it means you, the driver, have to do something, and that usually means certifying your logs. All right, so please get in there and certify your logs. We just had a driver yesterday get pulled in for a DOT inspection. It was brought up during the inspection, he had quite a few uncertified logs, and he was not going to get 100%, but the driver was able to talk him out of it, being it was all new, and the officer said, okay, I'll overlook it this time, but you're not going anywhere until you certify your logs. So the driver had to sit there and certify 5 or 6 days logs. Okay, so they're going to start checking. The driver did say, the officer said that they're a little bit lax on this right now still, but it's going to get tougher as time goes on. And there's not going to be any excuse for not doing what you need to do. All right, so please certify your logs. Anytime you see orange in your driver options, you have to do something as a driver. All right, but most of you are doing excellent with your certification. So I'm only dealing with about 100 drivers, which is almost half the workforce. So come on, guys, let's get it done. All right. Okay. Okay. So some of you have called and said you're getting the little red triangle or the hey, go on paper logs. Something's not working icon on your display. PeopleNet, we have about 50 trucks, excuse me, that don't have a current software update, and they're still updating these trucks. And anytime there's an update, you're going to get these little red things that come up on the display. And when they do, PeopleNet says it will go away within a couple of days. Excuse me, but your logs are still functioning correctly. So if it doesn't go away within 3 or 4 days, let me know and I'll dig into it. Okay. All right.
You need to be on the most current version
sorry.
of the PeopleNet ELD. The older versions, we have found there's some blips in the software that are causing it not to report current miles or your daily miles, and so all the other information is getting transferred, but
Yeah.
not your daily miles, and that affects a whole lot of
Right.
systems here in the backside. So we need to make sure that we get everybody up on the right and correct version, which I believe is 0.17 now.
Yep. 017. So so hopefully that it gets updated. If it doesn't, then we can do it manually here at the yard. Maybe we can do it in Wichita.
Comment.
Wichita out there could do it for us too, but there's about 50 or so which aren't reporting the miles of the same group.
Yeah.
And that's because of the update. So if you're not seeing your miles, that's the reason.
Now we had sent out a fleet-wide update to update the fleet and make sure that we were all on the same version. However, when we did so, a lot of our trucks were shut down for the holiday, a couple-week holiday, and that's why we still have some of those trucks that are out there not on the correct version, and we're trying to get those things caught up now.
Right. So, yeah. So that's what's going on there. So I just want to keep you updated on that.
You got a comment, Steve?
Oh, I do. Say my name, Stephen. I'm glad. Who was that?
Eric?
Eric.
Patwin?
Ha ha! You got it right for the first time. Nice.
Good. Didn't think I learned that, did you? I studied on that one. Good. Okay, so let's see. Oh, one more thing, very important. Whenever you're in unattendance of your vehicle, you need to sign out of that darn thing.
Log out.
Log out. Just log out, because if there's any chance anywhere, I don't care where you're at in the country, if somebody moves that truck, it's going right on your logs, and I can't fix the driving. So make sure you log out. Another important thing is when you're in Arlington, it's critically important that you log out. We continue to have instances where the shop doesn't log out, and the driver doesn't check who's logged in. He thinks he's logged in, and he's driving on somebody's logs in the shop. And I can't fix that, unfortunately. But when I catch it, I do try to, I get a hold of the driver and correct it. So it's super important that you log out of these darn things. That way, if somebody does drive your truck, it'll be unidentified driver, and you can reject that, and you're good to go. Okay? So please remember to do that. Let's see, amber permits, Georgia amber permits, we have those currently, and they've been sent to the various yards in the country to pick up. I'm not going to list all the truck numbers. It's been posted on Facebook, but look for your amber permits out there wherever your yard is. Okay. Liz wanted me to mention that to you. Anything else on that one?
Amber lights? No.
No amber lights.
No,
Okay.
I got lots of other stuff though.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for me for right now. Next.
Next, right on.
Tell me to go take a break before this next section.
Yeah, I'm going to put you to sleep now. All right, as promised, we talked about last week that now that we've got the year end closed out, I wanted to share some of our key metrics year over year. I think it's important before we start this to mention and go back to what Dan had said during the Christmas forum, that although certain areas of our business were down, we still were able to manage to come through and be basically flat or a slight improvement over prior year. And when I say slight improvement, not even a full percentage point, so 0 to 0.5% improvement over prior year. And given what I'm about to show you, that's pretty darn good. Given the things that we've been faced with this year. So, all right, Don, let's go ahead and start off. We're going to start off with driver turnover. All right, so what you're seeing there is the orange line is 2019, the blue line is 2018. We started off 2018 with right around 60% retention rate. 2019, we were at about 56%, 55%, okay? As you can see, we were pretty far apart at the beginning of the year. April of 2018 was something to an item of note there. That was when we went live with the SPP program. And so obviously people, as you can see by the chart, people were sticking around until the SPP program rolled out, and then we started seeing the 2018 creep upward. 2019, we've stayed fairly consistent all year long, which is better than what I see there in 2018. We have had a couple of spikes here, but we've been very consistent between 55 and 58% retention rate throughout the year. So again, pretty good number. We ended up finishing in the retention side. We ended up finishing better in 2019 than we did in 2018, which is always good. And as I can tell you in terms of fleet size, hold on just a second, because this I didn't put in there. In terms of seated trucks and total fleet size, so total trucks from January 2018 to 2019, we had 234 trucks, all right? So that's January 1, 18, January 1, 2018, we had 219 trucks. On December 31st, we had 234 trucks, so plus 15 trucks in 2019. Seated trucks in 2018 versus 2019. In January 1st, 2018, we had 206 seated tractors. And in December 31st of 2019, we ended the year with 219 seated tractors. So again, on both the retention and our seated truck count, we saw improvement. That is fantastic, and we want to continue down that path. All right, Don, next slide. All right, total miles. Boy, this is a different slide. So total miles for 2019, 36,950,361 miles. In 2018, we had 37,781,201 miles. A difference between 2018 and 19 of 830,840 miles. All right, so we ran about roughly close to 1 million miles less than we did last year. But again, running 1 million miles less and being flat on the revenue side, that's an actual improvement, okay? Empty miles. So our empty miles in 2018, 2,513,278 of those miles were empty. In 2019, we saw an increase in our empty miles of 2,727,167 empty miles, and an increase of 213,889 empty miles. That's something we got to work on, right? And that's not really anything to do with the drivers. That's where our loads are located and the deadhead miles we had to do to get there. All right, and we've had a lot of deadhead trying to keep people busy and keep people moving, and so I expected, an increase in the empty miles just because we're trying to keep people moving and having to move people to freight, all right? Loaded miles. So total loaded miles for 2018, 35,267,923 loaded miles. And for 2019, we ended up with 34,223,194 and a decrease, in loaded miles of 1,044,729. So basically, that a lot of that increase or decrease, in miles ended up going right there in the empty mile bucket. Again, not bad when you consider the fact that our all the things that have happened in our business this year, and the fact that we were able to, even though we were down 1 million miles, 1.2 million miles over 830,000 miles over prior year. We remained flat on the revenue side, or a slight improvement on the revenue side. So less miles, more revenue, that's a good thing, right? All right, next slide, Don. All right, unbilled. This has really been an issue here as of late. So unbilled are orders that have been delivered, but we have not received paperwork and have not been able to bill or collect on the work that we have done. 2018, at the end of 2018, we were sitting company drivers. We're sitting at $1,015,965.62. That's a lot of cash. Boom, yeah, right? At the end of 2019, we've had a big push as of late, and they are holding us a little bit more accountable from a DASKY level. Anything that is over 30 days late, we're having to give a reason why we don't have it billed out yet. At the end of 2019, we ended up coming in at $698,413.38. Owner-operators, at the end of 2018, we were $111,740.55. At the end of 2019, we were at $42,969.95. So we had great improvement on both company drivers as well as owner-operators, for a total in 2018 of $1,127,706.17. At the end of 2019, we're coming in at $741,383.33, a year-over-year difference of $386,322.29. Couple of things on the unbilled. So we're going to be using some of our light duty people to help work on this unbilled report and get some of that, some of those bills elating in. A reminder to everyone, please do not drop your trip packets until you have been in the terminal offices, until you have been paid for those trips. If you see that trip number on your ADP settlement, then you know that it has gone through the billing process. If it is not on your ADP settlement, then it has not gone through the billing process and there's a problem. What happens is people are dropping these things off, whether they're throughout the country or here at the Arlington terminal, and we have to play go fish and go try and find, through the thousands and thousands of trip packets, try and find that one needle in a haystack, bill of lading, so that we can get an order billed. That's what's driving those numbers on the unbilled report. And guys, we've got to get better than this. We were running 2 months ago. We were running about 30 days late in terms of getting paperwork on the average, getting paperwork here in the office. We've cut that down now to about 10 to 15 days late, but I can tell you that we can do better. We were in late 2018, early 2018, prior to the SPP program going into effect, we were sitting at about 5 days. 5 days from the time that an order was delivered to an order is billed. Right now we're sitting at 15. So guys, we've got to focus on this. This is, we're paying you for doing your work, but we can't get paid as a company for you doing that work. And that's how we continue to run these programs and keep these programs going. So Kaylee, there you go. Kaylee's been working extremely hard in our billing department, and we've done a lot of work here in the last 2 months to try and get this unbilled down, but it's still an issue, and we've got to get this addressed. So please respond if you receive a phone call from Wally or from any of the light duty guys. Please. Let's get these things knocked out and get these things addressed. All right, Don, next slide. Accidents. A lot of discussion in 2019 over accidents, right? 2019, as you can see in the orange there, we are trending well above where we were at in 2018. Most of that, I will tell you, is non-chargeable incidents, okay? So this is at-fault accidents that you are looking at here. In 2018, we had 145 at-fault or chargeable accidents, okay? 2019, we had 168 chargeable or at-fault accidents. You can see pretty much month over month, I've got it there. You can tell it's not any one month that was any bigger than any others, other than September was a pretty brutal month and April was a pretty brutal month. Not a lot. I mean, I can dig down in. I've got the dashboard that I can, if any of you have any questions on, what were some of the contributing factors, what backing is a huge contributor to our at-fault or chargeable accidents. Another is, right lane squeeze, right turn squeeze. That's another very big contributing factor, very, very big portion of those chargeable accidents. So, guys, we've got to get that under control. That is, as you know, we've talked about the first $50,000 in every accident that we have had. Of those 168 accidents, the first $50,000 in expense comes directly from the bottom line. We have got to address that, all right? And we'll be working hard in 2019 on those numbers. All right, let's go to non-chargeable or non-at-fault accidents. So increase in 2019 over 2018. I would kind of expect some of this to happen just based on the fact that we had 19 more trucks on the road than we did in 2018, and so more trucks, we got more risk, right? So these are non-chargeable accidents. In 2018, we had 121 non-at-fault accidents, and in 2019, we ended up with 163. We ended up we ended up with five less non-chargeable accidents than chargeable accidents. All right, so very similar numbers. We want to make sure that we're focusing on doing our job safely, paying attention to what's going on around us, looking ahead, being safe, driving safe, and ensuring that we're aware of our surroundings, everything that's going on around us. That's each and every one of us need to make sure that we're doing that on a daily basis. All right. Okay, let's go into workers' comp. Okay, so incident reports. So we seen a significant increase in incident reports in 2019 over 2018. Okay, 2019 we had a total of 67 incident reports. This is just from our drivers. 2018 we had 49. What ended up being an actual claim on the workers' comp side? An incident report is just, yep, I slipped and fell. Not sure if I'm going to see the doctor. But those incidents turned into filed claims, and that was 29 filed claims in 2019 versus 2018 with 27, excuse me. Allowed, which means what the state of Washington allowed 21 of those 29 claims in 2019. In 2018, they allowed 22 of 27. They rejected 6 of those 29 claims. And 5 of those 27 claims in 2018. There are still 3 claims that are in pending status, and that number wasn't applicable in 2018 because we didn't have any. Incident reports that are drivers that are less than a year here at SPD. So of the 67 incident reports, 26 of those were filed by employees that were here, or 39%, were filed by employees that were here less than 6 months. Okay, or I'm sorry, less than a year. Incident reports from drivers that are here less than 6 months, 26. So percentage of filed claims of drivers that are here less than a year, total of 11. So percentage of incidents with drivers that have been here for less than a year was 39. That is our focus, guys. We have got to get better with our new hires on working safely and this work. That again is not all that unexpected with us having the difficulties that we've had finding qualified flatbed drivers and going through training programs and what have you. We got to help each other. We got to help our new drivers understand and how to operate safely and how to tarp and do those things safely, the things that are required in our jobs, right? We're going to focus a little bit more attention. A bigger piece of, I want to drill down into some of those claims there because Danny handed me some numbers in comparison to industry standards, or industry as in flatbed trucking standards. Okay, so our biggest area of issue is slips, trips, and falls. Okay, slips, trips, and falls. We are currently running at 40% of our L&I claims are running because of slips, trips, and falls, and that is 18% above the industry and the industry or our competitors, our fellow flatbed companies. That's not a good number. All right, 8% higher than the industry average on falling from a vehicle. So a vehicle that is parked and either falling while climbing out of the vehicle or falling off of a trailer. We are running 28%, so that's 68% of our total claims are in those two categories, right? Slips, trips, and falls. So slipping on ice while you're carrying food to your truck, slipping on, whatever, slipping on a floor, slipping on a trailer that caused a strained back or what have you, or falling off a trailer at 8% more than the industry average, but the total of those two together is 68% of our workers' comp claims are coming from slips, trips, and falls. Guys, we have got to get better than that. We've got to be smart about what we're doing. We can't be wearing flip-flops or tennis shoes out there on the road. We're gonna start cracking down on those kinds of things, and those things that are preventable will start hitting our safety bonuses. Okay, if it is something that could have been prevented, if you had been wearing the proper footwear or climbing in and out of your truck properly and you did not, those are going to start hitting our safety bonuses because, guys, we got to get a handle on this. Once again, the first $50,000, that's coming directly out of our pockets. All right?
3 points of contact
Absolutely.
when you're crawling around your truck.
Don't just turn and just step down out of your truck, back out, climb down the truck, do it properly. And maybe we can have a trucker tip on that here in the very near future.
I was
All
gonna
right?
say, let me record them doing it without 3 points of contact.
There you go. All right, Don, did we have anything else?
The noise?
I think, okay. All right, so the noise for this week. Is again, these are things that I've observed, things that I've seen, shout outs, those kinds of things. So a couple of shout outs. So last week, we were tasked with a pretty almost impossible task. We had about four, I believe they were 4 oversized loads coming out of California coming up to Washington. And we ended up having 3 of the drivers, but I didn't have a 4th, right? And so these were pinpoint deliveries. If we weren't going to hit the place up in Oregon, if we didn't get to that with the other 3 trucks, with the 4th truck, then we were going to have some financial penalties assessed. So a few guys stepped up. Brandon Gray, he picked up the load, got it moving. Knew that he wasn't going to be able to catch up to those other 3 trucks because they were a day ahead of him. All right. Jerry Lee met one of our drivers and got him some reflective banners so we could run overnight. We swapped Brandon Gray with Roy and Heather Knowles. Roy and Heather Knowles did the middle segment of that after getting their reflective banners so they could run at night. And then they passed the load on to Stephen Brown, who actually made it with 7 minutes to spare on the delivery side. So fantastic job, fantastic teamwork. Every one of those guys from Brandon Gray, Jerry Lee, Roy and Heather Knowles, Stephen Brown, they all stepped up and did exactly what we needed them to do in order to accomplish this task. And, you know, it's not always easy to hit a moving target. And when we're doing these swaps going up and down the West Coast, when trying to give something a team transit time, and there's a lot of people, a lot of things that can go wrong when those situations are going on. And absolutely phenomenal job by you guys getting that stuff swapped over and continuing on up the road and making sure that our customer, we met the requirements of the customer, and we didn't face those financial penalties. So great job, guys. We're taking orders and taking loads to try and ensure that we're making sure that people keep moving, and sometimes we maybe take more than we were supposed to. But again, that's always a moving target, and so. We just got to get a hold of every piece of freight at this point in time, as you saw in the miles and in the revenue. We got to take every opportunity that we can get. And given what we learned over the Christmas holiday with the Boeing 737-8 program, we've got people all over doing all kinds of things that aren't their normal things right now. And let's take a minute to talk about that. I know Dan posted last, I believe it was Monday night. Dan has a meeting with Boeing executive team on tomorrow. There's a conference call with him tomorrow to give updates on the 737-8 program. We have had some interruptions now in our dedicated runs. Those runs coming out of Spirit in Tulsa. So that affected the teams. Those runs going into Renton from Spirit in Tulsa to Renton. Those runs have now been affected and have been put on suspension or suspended for the month of January. We've also seen some orders coming out of Triumph in Spokane that haven't been put on hold yet. The Triumph in Spokane to Renton, specifically things that are going into the Renton plant are the ones that are now being affected. So we have one driver over there, Rodney Spear, one of our new drivers that we hired to run that run. His run is being affected on that, and so we're going to be doing some different things with Rod to keep him busy while this pause is going on. As we come across these things, guys, we're going to continue to share what information we have. I know there was another crash last night. This was not one of the new generation 737s, as I understand it, but and given the situation that's going on in the Middle East and the fact that this happened in Iran, I believe it was the plane crash was in Tehran, as the missiles were being fired. I don't take a lot of stock in with the information that we're getting out of those guys. So a lot more to come, I'm sure, on that. But what we do know is that was not one of the new generation 737s. That was an older plane. And again, with all the things that were going on last night in the Middle East, who knows what it was that ended up taking that plane down. So more to come, and yeah. That's all I can say on that. I don't have any further information. Please remind a message from Tracy Schmitten, our driver, our operations manager. Please remind all of our drivers that as you are coming into the Pacific Northwest, help yourself get out of here quickly. And what I mean by that is send in your macros, your maintenance macros. Send them in 48 hours prior to arrival here in Arlington. We have had many trucks yesterday. I believe it was 6 trucks that showed up here at the Arlington yard that had to go back out and send in their macros because they didn't do so. Even if there's not a problem with your truck, we are still getting information from those macros, whether it's engine data, engine hours, mileage on the truck. We need that information so we can determine whether that truck is in need of a DPF cleaning or any type of other maintenance that I wouldn't expect our drivers to know about. Send in your macros. This does this does place you on the priority list. So if you didn't send in your macros, obviously you just went to the back of the line. And if I've got 20 trucks that are sitting here in the Arlington terminal, you're now truck number 21 to be seen by the shop. Help yourself, guys. Get that stuff sent in. It's extremely important. We all want you in and out of here as quickly as we can. I don't want to see you sitting here in the Arlington terminal waiting on your truck to get fixed. I want to get you out of here, and sometimes I'm going to have to make that call. Your truck's got to go into the dealership, and it's going to be down for a couple of weeks. I'm gonna move you to another truck because I don't want to see you sitting here, and so that you can continue to remain productive. All right.
So just remember those tractor and trailer maintenance requests. There's 2 of them, and they're located in your hotkeys.
Okay.
So you have to do that within 48 hours of arriving to the Northwest. So just keep that in mind. Like Travis said, we want to. Our shop needs this information so they know make an appointment and get your parts ready and that kind of thing. I think what I'll do is I think I can put the hotkey macro on the homepage.
Homepage.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm going to move that to the homepage so that you won't forget.
Guys, it's maintenance. Unfortunately, it's a necessary evil, right? Although we all want to keep moving, in order to keep moving, we've got to keep maintenance up on our trucks. And so anytime the trucks come through Washington, our shop is going to want to take a look at them. Even if you were just serviced yesterday, there are a lot of things that a Speedco or that TA or what have you, when they go under and do an oil change or a grease job, yeah, they're just grease monkeys, right? Our guys are going to roll underneath there and they're going to check things out. They're going to look over things and make sure that we don't have an issue that is going to be coming up that might cause you a week or 2 of downtime, and none of us want that. So please make sure it's extremely important for our business to keep you moving, to get those macros sent in along with your paperwork. It's extremely important to get your paperwork sent in as quickly as you get your orders delivered. It doesn't take much, guys. It's everybody's got the access to the TransFlow Mobile Plus app. There is no reason why paperwork should be coming in here 25 days late. If I held your pay for 25 days, I guess you'd figure it out real quick.
Ooh.
All right.
All right. So
On that note,
that's it.
That's it.
Oh, we got our trucker tip, right?
Trucker tip.
Okay.
Yeah, warn them that I'm trying something different.
We're trying something different this week. We're trying to be able to hear it here in the audience, hear So please, if you don't hear the audio
Comment.
coming through, please comment so we know that you didn't hear the audio. So
It's all about organization.
It's all about organization. Here we go.
Make your life easier.
Hey guys, here we are for another trucker tip. I'm here with Eric Patwin.
Yes.
And he's going to show us a super quick tip, but I think it's really helpful. Here we go.
You got small things in little bags and they're scattered all over the inside and you're going to wind up losing them. Use the inside of the door with a couple small bungee cords and a couple bags you can buy at Walmart. You can carry your chain tools, nuts, bolts, light bulbs, all the little things you don't want to lose inside the mess, which you'll be able to see, and just clip them on this plastic backing. And they're easily removable if you need to go somewhere.
You guys are back.
fantastic.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good. Guys, it's that simple. Eric Betwin and Savannah were here yesterday, and I believe they walked into Don and said, "Hey, I got something for you." And Don walked right outside, and within 5 minutes, they had that recorded and done. That's all we're asking for. Little things like that, things to make your guys' life easier out there on the road. Sharing the knowledge, and we've got a lot of knowledge in this fleet, whether, it is in regards to gosh darn it, whether it's in regards to tarping, strapping, securement, little tips about organization in your truck, like Eric was showing there. Guys, we need your help on these things. We're not the experts on that. We've got to have some input and support from you guys here. So if you're here in the office and you got an idea or a thought, something that you do that might make life easier for others, please stop by and see Don, and we can. You don't have to be on camera. We can do it with somebody else or whatever, but we need your help on that and to keep that going. And I think that's a pretty important segment here in the driver forum. So please help us help you.
Yep. Okay. All right, so that'll conclude today's forum. Happy birthday. Congratulations on your anniversary. We hope you all have a great day. We want you to all be safe out there. Be kind to one another, help one another, and we'll see you next week. Have a great day.
Have a great week, guys.